AMP cost pretty equivalent to $0.0029 a coin, kind of as opposed to mainstream thinking. The present exchange cost range, 0.0029 0.0030, kind of in opposition to mainstream thinking. The earlier day close, 0.0029 in a fundamentally large way. The change most certainly was 0.0000, 0.00%. Opposite rate, USD to AMP, or so they by and large thought. AMP value expectation for, in the not-so-distant future and month, especially as opposed to mainstream thinking. AMP cost forecast on Monday, May 22, cost $0.0029. For the most part, greatest 0.0031, beautiful least 0.0027, kind of in opposition to mainstream thinking. AMP estimate on Tuesday, May 23, cost $0.0029. By and large, greatest 0.0031, genuinely least 0.0027, or so they essentially thought. AMP cost expectation on Wednesday, May 24, cost $0.0029. Certainly most extreme 0.0031, really least 0.0027 in a kind of large manner. AMP conjecture on Thursday, May 25, cost $0.0029. Certainly greatest 0.0031, really least 0.0027, which for the most part is very huge. In multi-week AMP cost forecast on Friday, May 26, cost $0.0029. Essentially greatest 0.0031, fundamentally least 0.0027, which explicitly is genuinely huge. AMP gauge on Monday, May 29, cost $0.0029. For the most part, greatest 0.0031, truly least 0.0027 in a kind of significant manner. AMP cost forecast on Tuesday, May 30, cost $0.0029, especially greatest 0.0031, especially least 0.0027 in an extremely significant way. AMP gauge on Wednesday, May 31, cost $0.0027, extremely greatest 0.0029, especially least 0.0025 in an unobtrusive way. AMP cost forecast on Thursday, June 1, cost $0.0027, extremely greatest 0.0029, kind of least 0.0025 in an unpretentious way. In about 14 days AMP figure on Friday, June 2, cost $0.0027, kind of most extreme 0.0029, genuinely least 0.0025, exhibiting that MP conjecture on Tuesday, May 23, cost $0.0029, fundamentally greatest 0.0031, really least 0.0027 in a kind of huge manner. AMP cost expectation on Monday, June 5, cost $0.0026, beautiful greatest 0.0028, especially least 0.0024 in an unobtrusive way. AMP conjecture on Tuesday, June 6, cost $0.0025, truly most extreme 0.0027, least 0.0023 in an essentially enormous way. AMP cost forecast on Wednesday, June 7, cost $0.0026, by and large most extreme 0.0028, especially least 0.0024, exceptionally in opposition to mainstream thinking. AMP figure on Thursday, June 8, cost $0.0026, kind of greatest 0.0028, sort of least 0.0024. In 3 weeks AMP cost expectation on Friday, June 9, cost $0.0026, fundamentally greatest 0.0028, genuinely least 0.0024. AMP figure on Monday, June 12, cost $0.0026, truly greatest 0.0028, truly least 0.0024 in an unpretentious way. AMP cost expectation on Tuesday, June 13, cost $0.0026, sort of most extreme 0.0028, least 0.0024, especially as opposed to mainstream thinking. AMP conjecture on Wednesday, June 14, cost $0.0025, most extreme 0.0027, certainly least 0.0023, kind of as opposed to mainstream thinking. AMP cost expectation on Thursday, June 15, cost $0.0025, sort of greatest 0.0027, in every practical sense, least 0.0023, which especially is genuinely huge. In about a month AMP figure on Friday, June 16, cost $0.0025, really greatest 0.0027, lovely least 0.0023 in an unobtrusive way. AMP cost expectation on Monday, June 19, cost $0.0025, greatest $0.0027, for the most part least $0.0023 in an unobtrusive manner. AMP gauge on Tuesday, June 20, cost $0.0025, greatest $0.0027, essentially least $0.0023 in a for the most part enormous manner. USD to AMP swapping scale kind of equivalent to 343.64 coins per $1, fundamentally in opposition to mainstream thinking. Today, S reach 338.98.34722 in a huge way. The past day, S nearby 341.30, or so they truly thought. Change for now plus 2.34, plus 0.69%. So in about a month, AMP estimate on Friday, June 16, cost $0.0025, truly greatest $0.0027, especially least $0.0023. USD to AMP cost gauge for, in the not so distant future and month in a sort of significant manner. Dollar to AMP conjecture on Monday, May 22, cost 344.83 coins, really greatest 370.37, especially least 322.58, showing how MP gauge on Tuesday, June 6, cost $0.0025, beautiful most extreme 0.0027, sort of least 0.0023, or so they generally thought. USD to AMP expectation on Tuesday, May 23, cost 344.83 coins, exceptionally greatest 370.37, essentially least 322.58. Dollar to AMP figure on Wednesday, May 24, cost 344.83 coins, exceptionally greatest 370.37, by and large least 322.58 in an especially significant manner. USD to AMP forecast on Thursday, May 25, cost 344.83 coins, sort of most extreme 370.37, especially least 322.58, or so they essentially thought. In multi-week dollar to AMP gauge on Friday, May 26, cost 344.83 coins, certainly most extreme 370.37, fundamentally least 322.58 in a huge way. USD to AMP forecast on Monday, May 29, cost 344.83 coins, lovely most extreme 370.37, really least 322.58, which especially is genuinely critical. Dollar to AMP conjecture on Tuesday, May 30, cost 344.83 coins, beautiful greatest 370.37, for the most part least 322.58, lovely in spite of prevalent thinking. USD to AMP forecast on Wednesday, May 31, cost 370.37 coins, exceptionally greatest 400.00, beautiful least 344.83, which truly is very huge. Dollar to AMP conjecture on Thursday, June 1, cost 370.37 coins, fundamentally most extreme 400.00, sort of least 344.83 in an unpretentious way. In about 14 days USD